Today, dear followers of the channel, we are going to have a blowout because in good company, we are going out to eat in Zaragoza, something we know a thing or two about as we've been eating out in the city for decades. Today is not going to be a video in the traditional style of the channel. If it were any other city on the Iberian Peninsula, we would visit 4 or 5 bars to get a basic grasp of the culinary scene. But I am Tony Galvez, born and bred in Zaragoza, and in order to do justice to my city, we have decided to go all out. We are not going to present 4 or 5 bars, not even 10. Not leaving the center of Zaragoza, we're going to take you to 11 bars, 4 cafes, a brewery and a churreria. 3 clarifications before we get down to business. This video does not present a tapas route, but a handful of options for you to choose the ones that catch your attention. If you went to all the bars, you would probably end up in the emergency room of the Casa Grande, as the largest hospital in Zaragoza is familiarly known. As you can imagine, we have not recorded this video in a single outing. It is the result of many weeks of work. We have placed the prices we paid at the time of visiting each establishment, but you should be aware that they may have changed. And finally, yes, it is our city, but we visited all the bars anonymously and paid for our meals out of our own pocket. So, if you're ready, let's go eat Zaragoza. The first bar on the list is Belanche, which is in the Casco Viejo, the old historic center of Zaragoza, not far from El Pilar. It's a traditional bar that I used to go to in my university days a few decades ago. It specializes in seafood of all kinds, from the most humble to the most sought after. What we usually order here is a portion of grilled prawns, which are usually finger-licking good, literally. The second bar on the list is Bodega Salmao, located in the heart of El Tubo, the most famous bar area in the center of Zaragoza, close to the Plaza de España. Bodega Salmao is a bar with a long history, having been founded in 1870 as a wine shop. Today it is a bar that still specializes in wine, and the amount of labels you will see can be dizzying. If you come from abroad, take the opportunity to order a local wine, for example, from the Somontano denomination of origin. You will not be disappointed. In addition to serving a wide variety of wines, Bodega Salmao prepares delicious tapas, and here we almost always order anchovies. Among the most delicious are the anchoa dulce, with cream cheese, tomato, jam and dark chocolate, and the big fish, with Iberian pate, caramelized onion and piquillo peppers. One of our favorite bars has one of the nicest locations on the list. Casa Dominó is in Plaza de Santa Marta, very close to Laseo and Plaza del Pilar. It is a bar specializing in cheese, wine and montaditos, food served on top of bread. During our most recent visit, we tried the most famous montadito of the house, which is a very popular snack in Zaragoza, the montadito de jamón batido, made with toasted bread, cured ham cut into small pieces, mayonnaise and a bit of cheese. We also ordered a montadito de queso de Cabrales a la Sidra, a strong cheese from the north of Spain. When we visit Casa Dominó with friends, we usually order a cheese and cured meats platter. If you eat on the pleasant terrace, the prices are a bit more expensive than inside the bar. The next bar on the list, El Champi, is also in the region known as El Tubo, near Plaza de España. El Champi is a small, simple and very peculiar bar because it specializes in a single tapa, named after the bar itself, the Champi. A Champi is made with several mushrooms, in Spanish champiñones, hence the name, that have been grilled, placed one on top of the other on a piece of bread and topped with a small prawn. They are delicious. We walk a few hundred meters away from the old town to visit a very popular bar in the center of Zaragoza, Circo. It is a small bar, almost always crowded, that we recommend you visit if you like tortilla de patata, the traditional Spanish omelette with eggs and potato. The bar's omelette, famous all over Zaragoza, is spectacular, with a wonderful flavor and a point of cooking that we personally love. Neither too cooked nor too raw. Taberna Doña Casta is another classic in El Tubo region. It is located in the most emblematic area of El Tubo, in front of El Champi, which is why it is almost always crowded. Doña Casta's specialty is croquettes, available in many flavors, which you will see on the menu and on posters around the bar. The croquettes are creamy and really good. Bar Studios is in the old town, more or less between the Magdalena Church and the Roman Theatre. It is another of those bars that we have been going to for many decades and which hasn't changed that much after all that time. Bar Studios is a must for cheese lovers, and if by any chance cheese is not your thing, don't even go near the bar. The aroma it gives off unmistakably identifies the delicacies it serves. At Studios you can order cheese or cured meats, and as we were in a group, we ordered a cheese board, another board of cured meats, and half a board of smoked food. But if there are only two of you, we recommend that you order individual portions of cheese, whichever ones you fancy the most. The pieces of cheese are substantial, and if you order too much, you won't be able to finish the meal. Ask the waiters, they are quite friendly, and explain the different types of cheese served at the bar. We returned to the Plaza de Santa Marta to visit this time the bar El Lince, another Zaragoza classic. A simple bar without any aspirations of modernity, but which proudly exhibits the merit of being the creator of one of the most famous tapas in Zaragoza, the Guardia Civil. The Guardia Civil consists of a small hot roll stuffed with a sardine, a pepper, a tomato and a gherkin, and it is offered in two versions, spicy and non-spicy. If, like us, you cannot say no to a good spicy food, go for the first version, you won't be disappointed. It is the spicy kind that really stings. Despite its appearance, it is a delicious tapa. To accompany it, we ordered an amber beer, which is the beer of Zaragoza you will see in many bars. And we are off to do a 2-for-1 because both La Mejillonera and the Calamar Bravo are on the same street close to the historic center and Plaza de España and have a very similar offering. Neither of the two bars may serve the best squid rings, potatoes or mussels in Zaragoza, but do you know that place where city dwellers return time and time again when they are strolling through the center and get hungry? That's La Mejillonera and the Calamar Bravo. The names of the bars are transparent. Ask for mejillones, mussels elaborated in several different ways, or calamares, squid rings with salsa brava, a spicy sauce. It is Spanish comfort food at its best. Not far from Laseo is Meli Melo, a modern classic in Zaragoza. In its almost 2 decades of existence, it has earned a reputation for elaborate tapas where the presentation is almost as important as the ingredients. The tapas menu is extensive, and we recommend that in addition to checking it out, you take a look at the bar to see which tapas catch your eye. Overall, with occasional ups and downs, the food is of a high standard. Meli Melo has a second location in El Tubo. The one we have shown you is the original address on Calle Mayor. We visited the terrace of La Paparruga in the beautiful Plaza de San Pedro Nolasco near the Roman Theatre. The name of the establishment relates to the culinary of the Canary Islands, and we did not fail to try their version of papas arrugas, served with mojo picon, a typical dish from the islands. But what you should order if you visit the bar are the madejas, one of the most traditional tapas in Zaragoza: lamb, tripe, rolled over tender garlic, and a piece of bacon, and fried. The madejas of the paparruga are among the best in Zaragoza. By the way, you either love them or you hate them. Half of the team of this channel who love them find them a delicacy without equal. Back in El Tubo, La Ternasca is a relatively recent addition that we like to recommend because its creations pay homage to one of Aragon's most emblematic gastronomic products, ternasco, meat from a suckling lamb with designation of origin. The tapas menu is made up of dishes that in one way or another include ternasco. Among the must-tries, we would advise you not to miss the spectacular churra, the Peking-style grilled lacquered rack of veal that is simply deliriously good. At La Ternasca you can also order the typical madejas that we just ate during our visit to Paparruga and give them a second chance if you weren't delighted with them the first time around. And now for the cafes. Café Botánico is next to Plaza del Pilar. We like it not so much for its coffees, which we don't think are anything extraordinary, but because it is very nice and pleasant, and because it has some spectacular cakes, especially the ginger and cinnamon one. Café Justicia is also quite close to Plaza del Pilar. It is a small specialty cafe where you will find coffees from a local coffee roaster, which are the beans we usually consume at home. In addition to the specialty coffees, Justicia attracts a lot of people for its cakes. Located inside the Hotel Sauce and not far from the Plaza del Pilar, mi habitación favorita is the cafe for those in need of a glucose boost. The cafe's cakes and pastries are simply wonderful, as long as you don't mind having a massive sugar intake. The cafe is nice and cozy. Café Nolasco is next to the Plaza de San Pedro Nolasco near the Roman Theatre. It is one of the most beautiful cafes on our list, and here too, in addition to coffees and drinks, we usually go to the cafe for its delicious homemade cakes. In our list of recommendations, we could not fail to mention Cierzo, a craft brewery with a name intimately linked to Zaragoza. It is the name of the wind that blows through our lives for most of the year. In the Cierzo bar there are more than 20 beer taps, brewed by the brewers themselves. There are beers of all types and colors, and the waiters are always willing to advise you and even let you taste a beer before you order. Beers are available in half pint and pint format, and you can now see on the screen some of the prices, which change depending on the size of the glass and from one beer to another. We finish our gastronomic tour of Zaragoza at the Churreria La Fama, very close to El Pilar. When we are in the center of Zaragoza and we feel like eating the traditional churros, we go to La Fama. 3 different products come out of the frying pans: churros, porras and buñuelos, and we recommend you order a combination of the 3. See which one of them you like the most. It is not expensive. And now that we've eaten our way through Zaragoza, we hope we've given you plenty of reasons to visit our city. And if you need even more reasons, don't forget to watch the video in which we've gathered the most beautiful places in Zaragoza to inspire your visit. In that video, we also explain in more detail exactly what El Tubo is. And to help you optimize your time in Zaragoza and make the most of your visit, we have published our very own Zaragoza in 1 day walking tour. It is a guide of our own with an exclusive itinerary that will take you through all the highlights of Zaragoza, including food stops along the way. No need to wrap your brains on how to visit Zaragoza, we've done that work for you. Zaragoza in 1 day is part of our collection of walking tours dedicated to the most important cities in Spain and published through our Travel Guides Spain and Portugal brand. As always, we will be happy to answer any questions or comments you may have about the content of this video. Throughout the whole video, we haven't stopped talking about tapas. And if you don't live in Spain or are not familiar with the concept of tapas, we recommend that you watch the video that appears now on the screen, where we explain why it is a mistake to understand tapas as simply a small portion of food. We look forward to seeing you in that video.